As the moon hung low over the quiet neighborhood, the old house creaked softly with the sound of sleeping walls and ticking clocks. And Tom the cat lay stretched across the living room rug, dreaming of a future where he was finally respected as the ruler of the house. His tail twitched peacefully, his whiskers curled in contentment, and for once everything felt calm. But behind the walls, deep inside the maze of tiny tunnels and hidden passages, Jerry the mouse was wide awake. Tonight was special. Tonight was cheese night. With careful steps and a mischievous grin, Jerry pushed aside a loose brick and peeked into the kitchen, where moonlight reflected off shiny plates and a massive block of cheese sat proudly on the counter like a golden treasure. Jerry's eyes sparkled. He adjusted his tiny backpack, cracked his knuckles, and whispered to himself that legends were made on nights like this. Jerry dashed across the floor like a bolt of lightning, dragging a rope behind him as he leaped onto a chair, bounced to the table, and climbed the cheese mountain with heroic determination. Just as he took the first glorious bite, a loud crunch echoed through the room. Tom's eyes snapped open. His ears shot straight up. Slowly, dangerously slowly, he lifted his head and sniffed the air. Cheese. His pupils narrowed. Without making a sound, Tom rose to his feet, each step calculated, each paw silent as a shadow. Jerry froze mid-bite. Time seemed to stop. The ticking clock grew louder. The fridge hummed nervously. Then boom, Tom launched forward, knocking over a chair as the chase officially began. The kitchen exploded into chaos as Jerry sprinted across counters, sliding under plates and vaulting over cups, while Tom crashed through everything in his path with unstoppable force. Jerry yanked the rope, sending a stack of pans swinging like a pendulum, smacking Tom square in the face and sending him spinning into the sink. Water blasted everywhere, soaking the floor, turning it into a slippery battlefield. Jerry laughed as he skated across the wet tiles on a bar of soap, while Tom struggled to stand, slipping, sliding, and finally crashing headfirst into the refrigerator door. The fridge popped open, releasing frozen peas, ice cubes, and chaos, burying Tom under a cold avalanche. But Tom was not defeated. Bursting out of the frozen mess with steam practically rising from his ears, he spotted Jerry racing toward the hallway. Tom grinned. He knew this path. He slammed a button on the wall, activating a series of traps he had secretly installed after years of defeat. Doors slammed shut, floors tilted, and the hallway transformed into a moving obstacle course. Jerry barely escaped falling panels and swinging boards, leaping with perfect timing as the floor dropped behind him. He slid through a vent, popped out near the stairs, and rode a rolling apple down the steps like a fearless stuntman. Tom followed, jumping after him only to land in a laundry basket that flipped, tumbled, and launched him straight into a pile of pillows. The chase spilled into the living room where Jerry used shadows to his advantage, darting between furniture while Tom smashed lamps, tripped over rugs, and accidentally turned on the television. Dramatic music blasted from the speakers, making the chase feel even more intense, as Jerry swung from curtain cords and bounced off the walls with acrobatic flair. At one point, Jerry stopped, turned around, and mockingly bowed, which only made Tom angrier. With a mighty leap, Tom lunged only to land on a springboard Jerry had set moments earlier. The board snapped Tom upward, sending him crashing through a chandelier that shattered into glittering pieces, raining light and dust across the room. Outside, dawn slowly approached, painting the sky in soft colors as the battle reached its final act. Jerry raced back toward his mouse hole, exhausted but determined, while Tom sprinted behind him with everything he had left. Inches from victory, Tom stretched his claws forward, his face filled with triumphant, till Jerry suddenly skidded to a stop. Tom, unable to slow down, flew past Jerry and slammed straight into the wall. The house shook. The picture frames rattled. Silence followed. Slowly, Tom peeled himself off the wall, now perfectly flattened like a cartoon poster. Jerry walked up, looked at Tom, and gently tapped him with a finger. Tom tipped over and fell flat with a soft thud. As the sun rose fully, filling the house with warm light, Jerry returned the cheese to his hole, saving just one tiny piece. He walked back to Tom, placed the cheese beside him as a gesture of peace, and gave a respectful nod. Tom opened one eye, sighed deeply, and smiled despite himself. The house was quiet again, but both knew this peace would not last forever. Somewhere in the walls, Jerry's laughter echoed softly and Tom stretched, already planning his next strategy, because in this house, the game never truly ends, it only waits for the next sunrise.